A deep dive into Sunrise on the Reaping, the 50th Hunger Games explained. Suzanne Collins's latest addition to the Hunger Games universe, Sunrise on the Reaping, is more than a prequel. It's a critical historical anchor that enriches our understanding of Panem. This novel does not simply entertain. It unveils the origins of key character traits and illustrates the capital's escalating brutality through a deeply personal and political lens. Set 40 years before Katniss Everdeen's story, the narrative centers on the 50th annual Hunger Games, known ominously as the Second Quarter Quell. As with all Quarter Quells, these games were designed for maximum psychological impact. In this instance, each district was forced to send 4 tributes instead of 2, doubling the number of children thrown into combat to an overwhelming 48. At the heart of the story is Haymitch Abernathy, a 16-year-old from the impoverished District 12. Collins presents him not as a warrior, but as an intelligent, observant, and emotionally complex young man. Through his eyes, readers experience the raw terror and moral dissonance of the games, and we begin to understand how this trauma forged the weary, sarcastic, and deeply scarred mentor we meet in the original trilogy. Desperation in District 12 and the journey to the capital. The book opens with the harrowing reaping in District 12. This version of the district is even more bleak than the one Katniss knew, marked by extreme poverty and a quiet, simmering hopelessness. The selection of tributes, random and cruel, underscores the capital's unrelenting grip on the districts. Haymitch's initial demeanor, his sharp wit, emotional restraint, and quiet awareness, signals a different kind of tribute, one who watches, listens, and learns before acting. The train ride to the capital sets the tone for the stark contrast between the district's deprivation and the capital's grotesque wealth. This visual and emotional divide becomes a recurring theme, magnifying the injustice that defines Panem. Strategy and survival in the capital. Upon arrival, the tributes are thrust into the capital's machinery: stylists, training sessions, and televised interviews. Haymitch stands apart. He's not physically imposing like the careers, nor is he outwardly charming. Instead, he shines through strategic insight and an ability to read the system. In training, he watches rather than fights. He studies the strengths and weaknesses of the other 47 tributes, focusing on survival rather than glory. In his private session with the game makers, Haymitch does something unconventional, perhaps even rebellious, that earns him a surprisingly high score and paints him as a wild card. The arena, a beautiful yet deadly trap. The arena in the 50th Games is masterfully designed, visually stunning but filled with hidden dangers. Unique plants, dangerous wildlife, and environmental traps raise the stakes from the very beginning. Haymitch avoids direct combat whenever possible. His survival rests on 4 key strategies. Environmental mastery. He learns the arena, uses its traps, and finds creative food sources. Strategic observation. He lets others fight, watching and waiting for opportunities. Psychological warfare. He subtly manipulates alliances and rivalries. Inventive risk-taking. In the climax, he uses the arena's force field to reflect a thrown axe, a move of sheer ingenuity that secures his victory. Each close call, each death, each sleepless night chips away at Haymitch's innocence, replacing it with cynicism, trauma, and the beginnings of his deep emotional scars. The aftermath. Victory at a terrible cost. Haymitch's win brings no celebration. Shortly after his return home, President Snow orchestrates the brutal murder of Haymitch's mother, younger brother, and girlfriend. A calculated punishment for his unorthodox win, and a chilling reminder of the capital's power. This section delivers some of the novel's most heart-wrenching moments as it explores the illusion of freedom. Victory doesn't mean escape. It means surveillance, isolation, and punishment. Snow's cruelty. We see his cold, strategic brutality fully realized. The seeds of rebellion, Haymitch's pain, while deeply personal, becomes a quiet symbol of resistance within District 12. Thematic depth, survival, humanity, and defiance. Sunrise on the Reaping is not just Haymitch's origin story. It's a profound exploration of what it means to survive in a world built on fear. The novel tackles themes such as trauma and coping. It shows the roots of Haymitch's alcoholism, not as weakness, but as an emotional survival mechanism. The escalation of oppression, The capital's hunger for control grows with each games, each quell, and each act of dissent. The illusion of choice, even the victors are prisoners. The price of humanity. Haymitch's journey is one of preserving slivers of compassion in a system designed to erase them. Ingenuity as resistance. Haymitch proves that intellect and cleverness can challenge even the most oppressive systems. In summary, Sunrise on the Reaping is a masterful addition to the Hunger Games saga. It's a story of pain, resilience, and the birth of resistance. Through Haymitch Abernathy, Suzanne Collins gives us a deeply moving narrative that expands the emotional and political weight of the series. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to Panem, this book offers powerful insights into the cost of survival and the quiet strength of those who endure.